and happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Wendy Lee. You can find me at creativeleeyours.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US and super excited that you're here with me today. We have got just a super cute, cheerful project today that is fast and easy to do, right? Yeah. And we're featuring one of our new stamp sets that is going to be coming out Thursday. Yay! It's the Bee My Valentine stamp set, which is just stinking cute. It is the we are featuring that stamp set as in this month's DIY paper crafting kit. We call our program Cultivated Creativity. You can see a sneak peek behind me of just a few of the projects. We have some great things in store for you. And I should have a sneak peek video going up this week as well, so you can see the projects that we're going to be doing in Cultivated Creativity this month. The other thing I want to make sure you're aware of is tomorrow, the 3rd of January, is the last day to get in on my paper and or ribbon share. Yeah, for the new mini catalog that starts on Thursday. So super exciting stuff going on. Now, if you need a set of catalogs and don't have one, if you shopped with me in the last 6 months and spent at least $50, I will send you one for free. You need to let me know you need one though. Otherwise, I don't know that you want one. So let me know. If you have not shopped with me, you can simply shop in my store and let me know that you want one and I will drop a set in the mail to you. Or if you want to purchase a set, let me know and I will work that out with you as well. Right? Lovely stuff. Okay, so let me switch the camera over and let's get to our crafty fun today. Okay, so as usual, my camera is doing weird things. Let's see if I can get it to come in and focus on what I want it to focus on. Yes, since it likes to just wander around the screen for whatever. Yes. So this is the Bee My Valentine Bundle that we're featuring in today's project, as well as in the January Cultivated Creativity kit. So if you are already a subscriber, or even if you're not a subscriber, I think that this bundle is going to be so extremely popular. So I would definitely order this right away. So if you're a subscriber of Cultivated Creativity, we give you the option to add the bundles on at retail price, just giving you a little special deal. And those that do it sooner rather than later will get theirs. We'll be sure to get theirs, right? I may have some that if you do it later, if it sells out or goes on low inventory, that you may not be able to get the bundle, but surely that's not going to happen. I just know things have been so popular with new catalogs coming out and this one being so stinking cute that it just may be one of those things that you're going to want to get right away. All right, so let's get started with our project today. So what are we creating? I have this adorable, just adorable card for us today. And this, oh, come on, camera, come back here. Come on, let's come back here. There we go. Ooh, there we go. I'll get this figured out. It might take me a few weeks, but I'll get it figured out. So this is the adorable card that we're going to create today. It's a super easy one, but I think it's got a lot of fun interest to it. And so we are going to get started on that right away. All right, so I have got my thick basic white card base. I like to use, when using white and vanilla, I like to use the thick cardstock because I think it makes a better, more substantial card base. So we're just going to fold that in half. That was 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. So half a sheet of cardstock will give you a full size standard card in the US, right? All right, so let's bring in our Pool Party ink pad. And then I'm bringing in this little, what I call the bee trail. So it's a little stitched design, which is perfect to put behind the bee when he's flying. But I'm going to use this to create a fun background. So I am just going to stamp right here along the edge of my card base. And I'm going to flip this around back and forth so I get different spots on the trail here. Just to, you know, make it a little more fun. Just a different pattern, right? So we're going to cover up quite a bit of this, so you can go as extreme as you want to or not, right? Depending on how far out you want to go. All that won't be seen, so it doesn't really matter what you've got going on here. And I just like to rotate it, move it around, give it a fun interest here. Make sure we got that inked up. Let's go a little closer on that one, and then maybe this one I will put back down at the edge. There we go. Now I am stamping on my new glass mat. So I got this as a demonstrator. We were given the opportunity to pre-order this, but you can get this for free when you join my Stampin' Up! Demonstrator team during Celebration, which starts this Thursday. I'm going to take the little cloth. So there's a little thin chamois that comes with this. And I'm just going to wipe that ink right off there. So it's a nice big cloth. It's thin. So it's a much thinner version than our little purple chamois. And I think it works well. It will get a little hard and crusty as it dries, but it's easy to re-wet. I can do that in just moments and be crafting again in just a small bit of time. So, all right, there is our card base. So let's work on our next layer. So I'm going to pull in a couple strips of Parakeet Party cardstock. Just going to set this aside, and I'll bring in that lovely Bee Builder punch. I love using punches in ways that they're not expected to be used. So I am going to take my punch. Oh, I should tell you. So all of our punches come locked, right? They store flat. They have a photo on top and they have a photo on the edge. So you can put this on your shelf and know exactly what punch it is. You just slide it to unlock and this opens up, and that's the part you squeeze. This is where you put the paper in, right? So I like to use it upside down so I can see where I'm at, and I can just punch out my heart. And I am just going to work my way down this piece of cardstock. Now I might have to trim off or tear away some of this extra because it's going to get in the way of my punch, and that's okay if I need to do that. Let's see, I need about 5 of these. There's 3, 4, and I think I can fit one more on there. So I only needed 1 strip, so that worked out great. Right, just pull away my trash here, and then when I'm done I can just squeeze it closed and lock it back into place. So ready to go on my shelf. Super easy peasy, right? All right, so since we only needed 5, that worked out fantastically, right? All right, so here is my layer, and I want to attach these to my layer with dimensionals. So let's grab a sheet of brand new dimensionals. Don't you love brand new dimensionals? And I am going to just put a dimensional on the bottom of each one of these hearts. Still working on my lighting. Hopefully you guys can see all right. Isn't working on your lighting like a constant battle? I don't know if I'll ever get it where I'm just thrilled with it. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of all the shadows, right? All right, so I can kind of line these up if I want to do that, like that. Or I can just go all in. I'm going to go all in, right? Why worry about it? I can always add more if need be, but I'm just going to lay this down, and I just want the top of that heart sticking out, right? So let me just work my way down the layer here. Now, if you wanted to, you could place these out. Well, I had it upside down so it didn't stick. You could place these out on your grid surface of your mat here, and then just stick it right down. I'm doing it this way because this works a little bit better for me on these larger ones. If I was dealing with the smaller ones, the smaller hearts, to make a smaller scallop border, I might do that. But I think with this is not too bad, right? And since I'm using dimensionals as well, might make this a little bit easier to do it this way. So you got to try some things to see what works best for you. But how cute is that? Making just a fun little border using those punched out hearts. Super cute. All right, so let's go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of this layer because we're going to go ahead and pop it up. And since I already have dimensionals on those hearts, how about I secure this side in place with a little bit of liquid glue. No need to pull out more dimensionals, although I love them and I use them all the time. Let's remove the backing paper here. And then let's just align this right on our card base. Now I want to leave a little bit of white edge on the right-hand side here. You don't have to do that, but I think it adds a nice little touch. You can leave as much or as little as you want to. So I'm going to get that down like that. Cute, right? And hopefully I'm staying in camera, right? And the camera's not doing this crazy whirly thing. All right. So let's go ahead. Oh, you know what? I should have waited to put that down. That's okay. I can do this without worrying about it. But I should have waited, and we'll talk about why in just a moment. All right, pulling in the deckled rectangles, deckled circles, right? So I cut a piece out of the designer paper that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth smallest, and that's going to go right up here. And then I cut a piece out of the basic white, and that is the 1, 2, 3, fourth smallest, and then another piece out of the designer paper and the third smallest right there. Now, I want to place these two so that they kind of hang off the edge. So this is where it might have behooved me to wait to put this layer down until I did my circles, right? But it's okay. We don't have to worry about that. We can still come in here and I can use my paper trimmer or my snips to cut off a little edge and then use that for placement. So I'm just going to grab the paper trimmer and I'm going to use it to trim off just a smidge of these circles that I want hanging off the edge. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see if I can get this in and that the camera will leave it in view. You never know. All right, so let's just cut off a little smidge of this designer paper circle right here. Okay, so something similar to what I had on the original. Okay, and then I went to cut off a little bit more on the white piece. So let's go, how about there? We're guessing, doesn't matter. Don't overthink this. It'll be fine no matter what you did, right? No worries. All right, so now let's just check this out and see if we're happy with it. We could always trim off a little bit more. And then if I were to place that one right on the edge there, and then this one down here on the edge, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that turned out really nice. Okay, so before I glue these circles down, I want to stamp this one right here. So we're going to slide that over and grab my stamp set. So I am going to go ahead and grab my foam pad. This gives me a nice hard surface, which is wonderful. But when we're dealing with photopolymer, sometimes we need that extra sponge, right? That extra softness. Now, for whatever reason, I decided to use Lemon Lime Twist for my ink pad versus Parakeet Party. I think because the designer paper actually is Lemon Lime Twist, but I felt like the Parakeet Party had a little more pizzazz to it, a little more vibrancy from a cardstock perspective. I don't know. It's just one of those strange things that I like to do. So the nice thing is that Stampin' Up! Colors coordinate so well together that you can mix and match these. And that makes it fun for crafting, right? All right, and then let's do our top of our flower with a little sweet sorbet. Let's see, get that right on in there. Super cute. Love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's move that out of our way. And now we are ready to put our circles down. All right, move that out of our way. And we'll bring this layer back in. Hopefully it stayed in camera here. All right, so let's start by gluing a couple of these circles down with liquid glue. So I'm gonna do this one right here with a little liquid glue. And that allows me to just have a moment to slide it as need be. Okay, and then we'll do the same. Actually, let's pop this one up before I put that one down because I may want to adjust my placement just a smidge. So I'm going to pop this one up. Put a couple along that edge and then one right here on the outer just to keep it some stability there. All right, and then we will slide this. Now I'm not going to push down on this yet. I want to make sure I've got my room that I want here. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Okay, we'll push down on that in just a moment. We'll put a little liquid glue on the smaller circle here and get this one in place as well. Okay. Nice. There we go. Super cute already, right? And we're not even done. All right, so our circles are all in place. So let's go ahead and decorate these two circles. So this one here, I cut out just one of these super cute jars right out of the designer series paper. Fun. I think that's super fun. So you can pick any of the jars you want. I'm going to pick this one right here. And we're just going to snip that right out of the paper. All right, so when I fussy cut, I like to use the depth of my scissors, and I try when I can to move the paper versus the scissor, right? And you can be as detailed and as close or as far away as you'd like to in your fussy cutting. But I found these were not bad to cut out at all and adorable to use as elements on your projects. I love when we can pull things right out of our designer series paper. Just saves us some time, right? All right, so let's go ahead and pop that one on. My favorite print on the back. Well, I say I can get those off. We'll get those off, and we will add this right on to our circle. Super cute. All right, let's do our bee next. So let's pull back in that foam pad and some scrap paper. And we'll see what this does to us. Might do some strange refocusing. It's hard to know. And I actually like to stamp the bee body first. So when you're looking at the bee and I've got the daffodil center and then the stripes, I actually like stamping the stripes first. I have a better time aligning the images, right? So you have to figure out what works best for you in stamping this bee. So I would play with it a little bit. Hopefully I get a decent black image here. Now, if you're not getting a good black image, right? Like you want it a little deeper, you can try, because it's photopolymer, you can try stamping right over the top again if you'd like to. Or set this up on your stamp positioning tool so that you know that you're going to be able to stamp it more than once to get the depth of color that you want, right? I'm not going to worry about it on this. I think it looks pretty darn good. And then now I'm going to take the body, the more solid image, the Daffodil Delight image, and put that right over the top. So it's not perfect, but I do better with alignment when I do it that way versus the body first. All right, let's add a super cute face right to this little guy right here. So cute. And while I have the black ink pad open, let's do a couple of the wings right here. Do that one. And then I'm going to flip this and do the one on the other side. Great. And then we can punch these out. Now I do have, let's see if I've got it on my table. I do. Perfect. I am going to add super cute little dots for his cheeks. So just a little sweet sorbet. This is the dark Stampin' Blend marker, but you could use a regular marker as well. Whatever you have in your crafty stash works, right? Oh, why did it refocus? Who knows? Who knows? So I'm going to slide this right down in here and punch this one out. So I get that where I want it. Not exactly where I wanted it. There we go. We're in a good spot there. I'm just going to give it a squeeze, and that's going to cut out my little bee. And then my little wings, and of course I did these upside down. I say upside down because look, they don't line up to the punch. I need it to go the other direction, but I don't want to punch it and ruin the other set of wings. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clip this apart. Always happen, right? You always make a mistake somewhere. Well, I do. I always do. Okay. Now, if this is hard, right, because my paper's a little small now and you need a handle, pull out a piece of your trash, right? Add a smidge of adhesive to the end. And then you can add this little handle right to your piece of cardstock, right? And slide that down into your punch. So anytime you're trying to use up some of these smaller pieces, that works as a great little handy dandy trick. And so now there's enough adhesive on here that I could do this again with the other one, right? You don't need a ton, just enough to hold it temporarily so you can get it positioned in that punch. All right, so now I've got my wings all cut out. So similarly to what I did for the border, I am going to use dimensionals to add the wings to the body. So just put that right there. And get that there. And that one there. And we will just add these right behind this little bee. So adorable. That just make you smile. Makes me smile. It just makes me happy. All right. So if you wanted to add a little Wink of Stella, this would be a great time to add a little Wink of Stella to these wings. Just add a little smidge of bling. If you'd like, you don't have to. Just a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I can't really see it well. Hard to see on video. All right. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals right on my bee. And then if you were worried about the wings adhering down well, and you want to make sure you don't have any risk there, put a little bit of liquid glue like we did on the hearts, and that will hold that in place. We will remove those. And let's just add this to our card front right here. So stinking cute. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's do our sentiment next. So just grab a scrap of paper, right? And I am going to grab my Sweet Sorbet ink pad. And I know I have the sentiment. There it is. And I think I will bring in my foam pad. You don't have to, but I'm going to do that. And then let's go ahead and stamp this sentiment in Sweet Sorbet ink. Doesn't matter if it's perfectly straight because we are going to fussy cut this out a little bit and kind of split up our words. So instead of one really long sentiment, we're going to split it up so it's not one long sentiment. Okay. So I'm going to separate your as sweet as honey. Cute. All right. So just as we did on our little jar, we are going to cut out the sentiment. And again, you can be as detailed or not as you cut around the letters. You can leave more weight or less weight depending on your mood and your preference. Okay. Kind of fun, right? I think it makes a really cute element, cutting them out like this. Takes a little practice. I'm not the best at it, but I do think it turns out really cute. All right, adorable. Now, you could use mini dimensionals to attach this to your card base, but I didn't want this quite that tall. So I'm going to double up some glue dots. So glue dots is a great way to add some dimension without adding too much dimension, right? you got your adhesive. You could stack 2 or 3. I'm going to just do 2. I just want a slightly raised sentiment on here. So we'll put the your right here. Cute. So it's got just a smidge of height to it, right? And then we'll do the as sweet. Okay. This one. So we'll just place that right about there. And again, it just gives it a slight raised edge. So it's not so flat, but not terribly raised, right? It's not too tall. Just another option, right? Let's get a little bit more here. And I'm going to come down here. One more, stacking just a couple. Okay. And of course, if you wanted the sentiments all at different heights, you could add different numbers of glue dots on the back of those to raise that up. So cute. I love it. All right, let's add a little bling. So of course, the embellishments that come with this suite are cute, right? How cute are those? And so you can just add an adorable little embellishment right to the front. I've stolen my take your pick tool. There it is. Can't do crafting without your take your pick tool. So I put a heart on the first one. Let's put a flower on this one. Why not? Change it up just a smidge. A cute little flower there. Oh, it's so adorable. So adorable. All right. Now, of course, we want to bring the design to the inside. So I am just going to add a small strip of designer series paper to the inside. You could choose any print from the pack. And just adhere that to the bottom here. Now, you could do more. You could add stamping. Maybe you add another flower or a bee. I'm keeping it super, super simple. But isn't that a fun project to be able to share with a friend, right? Super cute, fast and easy. Adorable, 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 adorable. All right, perfect. I hope you guys will give this one a try and let me know what you think about it. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content that I'm sharing with you. And don't forget to invite your crafty friends to come and spend some time with us on Tuesdays for some paper crafting. Take a break from the hustle and bustle and just enjoy a little bit of me time, right? All right. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next Tuesday for another fun paper crafting project. All right. Bye for now.